send students to community colleges in the United States where they can begin their studies and start a solid foundation. So these are the types of things that we're going to continue to look at and focus on. But as you know, education in the United States can be an expensive undertaking.
Absolutely.
And so USIEF is definitely focused on how can students get the kind of help that they need. And maybe I'll just take this opportunity to urge people to go to the USIEF site on Facebook, where they can get a lot of good information. There are links to it on our Calcutta Consulate Facebook site, which you can find at kolkata.us Consulate.
Well, wonderful. I'm sure people will go to the Facebook pages and find out more.
Right.
Now, what is the U.S. government's commitment to this region? As you know, that the northeastern and the entire eastern region is amongst the most backward regions. So what is it specially that you have an offer for the northeastern region?
Well,
you know, it's very strategic. It borders with various other countries. It borders with what they call as the enemy countries. So, I mean, here we are. What is it that you have on offer for these countries?
Well, I would actually, I guess I'd prefer to talk to you about the friendly countries of the region. And we're quite excited about India's Look East policy and the direction that it's taking these days. In fact, one of the programs, as you know, I've been here visiting Nagaland for the Hornbill Festival. And a couple of days ago, they were also a number of participants from New Delhi, Calcutta, the Northeast, Burma, coming together for a conference on Indo-Myanmar relations. And so we see a lot of great dynamic action taking place to open up this region to be part of India's Look East policy, to try to promote trade throughout not only South Asia, but South and Southeast Asia as well. So we think there's a lot of traction there to be had. The U.S. is very focused. When Secretary Clinton was here, she talked about the development and the building of a new Silk Road, which would extend all the way from Central Asia through India, even to down through southern and eastern India and beyond, as a means of building up the ties that bind all the countries of this region with economic ties, people-to-people ties, networking relationships, as well as the standard road and rail and other types of corridors.
Right. You know, you've seen of late China making noises and claims about how Tawang is a part of their territory. How does the U.S. view this claim?
Yeah, this is always a very interesting question, because people seem to think the U.S. position on this maybe has evolved. It's really been the same since 1962. We view the McMahon Line as the border between India and China, and Arunachal Pradesh is a state of India. And so that's been our longstanding policy. With regard to any disputes, any issues that are out there, obviously we hope India and China will continue to work through them through dialogue.
Right. You're also well aware and well versed with the problem of militancy that is faced in the entire northeastern 8 states. And on the global terror organizations list of the US used to be ULFA, you know, an organization that's killed 30,000 people in Assam. So how is it that, you know, how does the US view the militancy, the growing militancy in the Northeast? It hasn't come down in 30 years.
Well, any militancy or terrorism problems in the region are absolutely an issue for the security services of India and the government of India. We do have a very robust partnership with India at the very broad level, at the bilateral level, to cooperate on terrorist issues. It involves a lot of cross-training between our police forces and specialty groups like that. And we, you know, we're fully supportive of the countries of this region taking a strong stance against terror and trying to resolve issues through dialogue and peaceful means as the best way forward.
In the context of Nagaland, where we are sitting right now, I'm sure you're well aware about the talks that the Indian government at the center is holding with the NSCN-IM as a militant group. I mean, do you know the latest developments on this? Because NSCN-IM is the largest terror group right now in India.
Well, I'm in no way privy to information about the talks themselves. I read the same newspapers you do and see that talks are going on. One thing I will say is, during my discussions with numerous people from around Kohima and area during this visit, I can tell that the people of Nagaland, by and large, from the government to the storekeepers to the people working in the hospitality industry and everywhere else, are pleased that there's a period of relative peace and that peace is what's going to be required for development and prosperity in this state. So I, along with everyone else, am hoping that there will be a good outcome to this dialogue.
Well, wonderful. We'll take a break now and revert after the break.
Thank you.